Yo, what is up guys? So welcome to the updated operator mod video. Now if you guys just want to see gameplay of all the stuff, I'll have a timestamp down below in that pinned comment. But I wanted to also put this in my updated video because a lot of people were confused on how do you get the operator mod and I can't equip it. They're like confused. Let me go ahead and get started. So first off, to get the operator mod, you have to get max level of the gun. A few of you guys were like, how do you have every gun max level ASAP? So in Black Ops 4, instead of going to the multiplayer where you would normally find games, from the menu, you're going to go ahead and hit X, and then you go to Play Local, and that's going to give it a second, and you're going to click on multiplayer. What this is it's basically a local multiplayer, so you can add bots or whatever. It's basically like playing offline. So we're going to go ahead and create a class, and you'll see that I have every gun unlocked. Now, the downside with this is you can't put every camo, but you'll have every attachment unlocked. You will have all the operator mods because everything will be maxed out. Everything is unlocked. That's how you unlock everything in the very beginning, just kind of for testing, and that was the point of the video, which was to test out the operator mods. But like I said, if you guys just want to see like the gameplay of the operator mods, it'll be there in the pinned comment, but I just want to get that out of the way of how people can test out the operator mods because it takes a really long time, and I mean a really long time to unlock the operator mod because you're going to have to sit with the gun for quite some time before you get to actually get it because it is the final thing that you unlock. Also wanted to really quickly mention, not every single gun in the game has an operator mod. You see the ICR doesn't have one. The Rampart 17 does not have one. The Can doesn't have one. Vapr, it does have a Bayonet. It's not really worth 3 attachments, but it does have one. The Maddox has the Echo Fire. So not every gun has an operator mod. But to equip the operator mod, you actually have to do 2 different things. One, you have to equip the gun. And also, I wanted to mention this really quick because some people were like, why is it taking 2 slots? Well, it just happens to take 2 slots. Let me go ahead and move my cam. You'll see that we are 1 out of 10. Obviously, the gun is the only thing that we have equipped, so it's 1 out of 10 in the pick 10 system. Now, you have to equip the wild card primary operator mod. If it's a secondary weapon, then you would go ahead and equip the secondary operator mod. Makes sense, okay. But this is where people were confused. So the primary operator mod costs 1 point. The gun obviously costs 1 point. That's 2 out of 10. Now the operator mod is also going to cost 2 points. Normally you think, oh, it costs 1 point. It's one thing, right? No, it costs multiple. Also, you cannot equip the operator mod from the attachments because some people were like, I can't see it. Where do I equip the wildfire? I understand. It's just that you have to equip the primary operator mod. Then you have to equip the primary operator mod actual attachment after you equip the wild card. So that's how you equip the operator mod. That's how you try it and test out everything before you actually, level up the gun. I think it's very smart to actually try to unlock it. But as far as like what is the best operator mod in the game, because that was a question that was asked, and I'm just going to answer it really quick right here. I think the Swordfish Penta is one of the best operator mods in the game, simply because it allows you to one burst someone that has no armor, or maybe if they have armor and they have been hit once, but basically it lets you one burst because as far as the burst guns go, I guess technically with this you can argue that it can one burst, but it has to be in a certain area and not all the time are you going to be able to hit those specific areas, which is basically like chest and above, because the hands do kind of get in the way and that will block that. But anyways, yeah, enjoy the gameplay of all of the operator mods that we currently have, and I will update you guys in the future if anything else does get added into the game, if they happen to give everything the operator mod, because I think every gun should have an operator mod. It's kind of dumb that I can equip the ICR, put the operator mod, and it doesn't do anything. You can't just equip this. This was another thing that was asked, which was, I equipped the primary operator mod, it's not giving it. You have to equip the operator mod after equipping the wild card. They really should have explained that, and I understand the confusion, but it's pretty simple once you understand it, because you can see, there's nothing. There was probably supposed to be something here, but I don't know why you can even do this without the operator mod existing. But anyways, guys, enjoy the gameplay of all of the operator mods in the game, and you can kind of see how they interact. Alright, so let's go ahead and get in some gameplay, and keep in mind, some of these I will be doing on split screen, some will be full screen, but the reason why we're doing some of these on split screen is to actually explain what the heck is going on. This way you guys can see it on both sides of the screen, because some of them you won't be able to see from yourself, and you'll see that later down the line. But because a lot of people ask, what is the best gun operator mod, best gun kind of stuff in the game, I would consider Swordfish's operator mod one of the best. So let's go ahead and showcase this off real quick. This is the Penta burst. So what it's going to do, instead of normally shooting 4 shots with this gun, you're going to shoot 5. The reason why that's very important is this gun actually takes 5 shots to kill, counting no headshots and also counting someone with no armor. So one thing that's really important is I could shoot his toe in 1 burst and it will actually kill him. Let me go ahead and show you guys this. That's why I wanted to do it in split screen. So you knew he did not have any armor. He was still at full HP. If they have armor though, it will not one-shot them. So what this really allows you to do, and why I think it's one of the best operator mods in the entire game, is a lot of times you'll see people post it up on head glitches, basically areas where you can only see their head, or basically you can see like their neck and up. And what this allows you to do is one burst them because they're not going to be moving. Another reason why I would consider this one of the best operator mods in the entire game is because generally stock in this game is not very good. There is a gun, however, that has very good strafe speed. But generally in this Call of Duty compared to Black Ops 3, where you were able to jump around, wall jump, and have more mobility, because this game is more grounded, being able to one-burst people in this game is a lot more consistent, especially when they are head glitching. That's why I consider the Swordfish to be one of the best. And again, that's just the Penta burst mod, so basically it shoots 5 instead of 4. That's all it really comes down to. But that's a huge deal in time to kill in the game. Alright, here we have the ABR. This is going to be the repeater. So what it really comes down to with this gun is normally how this gun works is you shoot, it shoots 3, and then you have to pull the trigger. Again, it is a burst gun. However, with this mod, what it allows you to do is just hold down the trigger. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it does seem to fire a little bit faster in between each burst, so there's less of a delay. So if you're just trying to shoot down a target, it's much easier just to spray down certain things like any of the barbed wire because you don't have to tap on it. Depending on how fast you are, or if you're using certain things that can modify the game, basically there's little USB attachments that people used to use. I don't know if you guys remember the Brecci from Black Ops 3, but there's a lot of people that modded that. Technically, you can fire faster than normal people when you're able to either use a program, or if you're just better than people at being able to spam on your control, you can fire fast. But I would say this is going to give you that max fire rate. Let me go ahead and show you guys that burst. Now, an important thing to mention, it will still not one burst. This gun takes 4 shots to kill anyways, but it does give you that potential against armor to really burst it a lot faster. Overall, a question that would probably be asked in this instance is what's faster for a time to kill? Would the ABR repeater beat the Pentaburst Swordfish? And the answer is no. The Swordfish will outclass it by a few frames. I'll get you guys more data on basically time to kill because this video is supposed to cover all of the operator mods, but just as a short thing, the ABR will not beat the Swordfish in time to kill. The Swordfish is a one burst, so there is no delay in between, and that's why it's going to actually get a little bit faster time to kill. However, it is still one of the greater guns against armor because you only need 2 of the bullets in the second burst to actually land against armor, and that's why it is quite great against armor. But overall, it's not a bad attachment at all. It's definitely viable, especially if you don't have a fast trigger finger. But yeah, that is the ABR operator mod. Alright, so the next one we're going to be showing off is the Cordite. This is the belt feed. So what this is going to do is make it so you never have to reload, but you do happen to have a cooldown. And you guys will see over in the bottom right, the heat will build up. And what happens when you reach max? It's going to overheat. You can see we had 800 ammo and it went to 725. But when you overheat, I still can't fire. Oh, okay, now I can. So it doesn't have to go all the way back down, but it is still a pretty big difference. You actually can't even hit reload, but I mean, who are you shooting at that it got this many shots to absorb? Probably not any person, but it could be probably useful against perhaps any shields or specifically razor wire, because that thing has like 1000 HP, and so it makes it a lot easier to perhaps take out those kinds of things. But that's pretty interesting. That is, again, the belt feed for the Cordite. Alright, so this one is quite interesting. This is the GKS quad shot. Now, if you guys haven't seen the video of me going over how many shots it takes for every gun to kill with and without armor, highly recommend you guys to check that out. I'll even have that in the pinned comment. But the GKS is a 6-shot kill gun without armor and a 7 with. However, I was thinking with a quad shot, what's the point of making it a burst? Maybe if every single shot was a headshot, we'd be able to kill them. Now, the character that I'm going to be shooting up against here has no armor. And you guys are going to see I'm going to get every single shot in this burst to be a headshot. All 4 of them. Does not get the kill. But what it does offer, I guess, is a burst in between shots. So maybe you can peek, shoot. Maybe you can do some stuff like that. But overall, it's not going to get you that one burst. Which I thought maybe, okay, that's what the point of it would be. But yeah, that is the GKS quad shot. Alright, so this next one is going to be the Hades, the crossbar. And what that offers is basically a different mechanic to the aim down sights. And it's going to give you superior strafe advantage. So normally when you aim down sights, this is an excellent one for showing you guys on split screen. So if you watch over on the top screen, this is how fast I move when I strafe. This gun does not have stock, nor can you actually place stock on it. So you can see when someone is aiming down sights, they're moving very slow. But look at the bottom screen now when I'm moving. And look at where the reticle is going. It's going pretty small. Now, it is going to, of course, change as I shoot. It's going to make the gun have bloom. But that's a pretty tight spread here in the very beginning. The first few shots are going to be very accurate. No other gun, to my knowledge, can really compete with this. Keep in mind, DLC guns might come out in the future, and that can change this video. But the thing is this gun has insane strafe advantage in the game. But yeah, that is the Hades crossbar operator mod. Here we're going to be showing off the Strelok. This is going to be one of those where we definitely need to do split screen so you can see what you can do with this. So what it is going to do is going to give you increased accuracy while aiming down sight. So before the scope would hit my eye, I'm going to get a very, very tight area where the bullet can go. Let me go ahead and actually do it right on this wall so you guys can see. So where the crosshairs are, that's where the bullet could go. It's basically a large bloom box. And before I even enter my scope, you guys can see how small that crosshair goes. What this allows you to do is, let's say that there is a target right here. I'm able to immediately just lower the amount of time that I would need to be able to get a kill. So basically, it allows me to shoot before the scope fully goes through, as you guys see. Now, this is not a gun that will one-shot unless it is in certain areas. Now, I can get a kill. Let me go ahead and get a better area here. I don't want to necessarily go for a headshot, although it could randomly get me one. So, you guys can see, before the zoom even goes in all the way, again, any of you guys remember in some of the other Call of Duty games, people used to call this getting black scoped. It was because the scope would be right about to hit your eye, and you'd see that like black area of the scope, and you'd be able to get that super accurate shot. And this goes on for quite a distance here. So if my opponent was, let's say, at this head glitch right here, right, I would not need to fully zoom in if I wanted to kill them. If I got the shot, you'd have to like practice it a little bit, but basically you'd want to get it right before it zooms in. You'd have a very accurate shot. So this is basically the quickscoper gun, I would say, that some people would enjoy. That and probably the Outlaw if you are interested in getting like multiple feeds. The Outlaw can definitely help out with that as well. But that is the Strelok on the Koshka. Alright, so this one is going to be the Maddox, and what it's going to do for its operator mod is get an additional shot. It's called Echo Fire, so it basically shoots another shot. So let's go ahead and show it off first. So I'm only tapping the trigger once, but you'll see my ammo is going down too. Every time I shoot, it's giving me another shot. So it makes every shot kind of a double shot, if you will. However, if I hold the trigger, you can see. And that's not me controlling the recoil at all. It's pretty much just going to drag straight up. And just in case you guys wanted to see the time to kill. Now keep in mind, this gun does take a lot of shots to kill. It's actually 5 in the AR category. But just go ahead and show it off. Which is a little bit interesting because what it would do technically is help out against armor, because against an armored target you would need technically 6 shots to kill. But that is what the Maddox Echo Fire does. It just gives you an extra shot. Now another I guess question you might have is the shot that shoots right after immediately, or is there like a small delay? I'm going to go ahead and shoot twice so you guys can see how it's actually working. So you guys can see the second shot is coming out after. It's definitely after rather than like coming out with like 2 shots at once. I don't know if you guys remember Black Ops 2, but the AN-94, the first 2 shots fired a lot faster than the rest. But that way you guys can get maybe an understand of maybe the bullet spread. Let's go ahead and shoot kind of straight up so you guys can kind of see the recoil pattern. But without me controlling it, it definitely just goes pretty much just upward. But it does definitely increase recoil because obviously you're firing much faster on the gun. But that's the Maddox Echo Fire. Alright, so our next test is going to be showing off the Outlaw with the bolt cylinder. I'm going to show you guys what that does. So instead of firing once like you normally would with this gun, it's going to fire 3 shots. So it's like the P06, if any of you guys remember, from Black Ops 3. However, there's no delay in the shot. Now keep in mind, this gun will kill in 2 bullets, and it's going to be a little bit difficult to show you guys this, but I mean, I can shoot him in the toe here. But I need to drag the shot because the first shot I don't want it to connect. Hopefully that shows you guys a better understanding. The first shot going off the screen because you only need 2 shots for this thing to actually kill. So that's what this operator mod does. If any of them are headshots, well, you're in luck because they're already going to be dead. But it does offer that potential to set on like a head glitch and just kind of go for those peak shots. But it is obviously going to use up more ammo. But yeah, that is the Outlaw operator mod called the Bolt Cylinder. That's what it does. Alright, our next test is going to be the Saug, or the Saug. This has an operator mod to actually dual wield, which will no longer give you aim down sights, but the left trigger will shoot the left gun, the right one will shoot the right gun. So basically, it lets you kill really fast, but just because some of you guys might want to know as far as like distances at which you can reliably get a kill, if someone is behind this little dumpster here and you're over here, good luck when you are going to be not able to aim down sights. Previously you'd be able to aim down sights, but it does offer a very, very fast time to kill up close. So let me go and show you how fast you can actually kill someone. Keep in mind that this gun kills in 6 bullets, but because you have 2 of them, it's basically 3 if you want to consider it. 3 bullets would need to come out of each gun, but the time to kill on this is absolutely insane. Just watch this. Like, absolutely melts. But yeah, that is what the Saug does. Overall, I would say if you really want that fast time to kill up close, you're better off with like a shotgun because that is going to kill technically faster. But then in addition to that, if you really want something that has a little bit more potential on range, I'd say the Spitfire with the non-rapid fire mod is probably going to be a better bet. But nonetheless, for those of you guys that do want dualies, this is kind of like the only one at the moment that you can actually do it with. Alright, our next operator mod is going to be the Spitfire, the Wildfire, but I basically wanted to show you guys how insane the recoil is without me controlling the recoil at all. Keep in mind, Black Ops 4 does have predictive recoil patterning, so basically it's going to be exactly the same. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot once, aiming down sights just to show you guys the recoil, because you are firing it super, super fast with this new operator mod. You guys can see it does have predictive recoil, so if I aim over here, it's going to be roughly about the same. So it goes up and to the right a little bit over here, and then it goes over to the left. But basically, the reason why I wanted to also do this one in split screen, because I want to show you how fast it melts up close. My opponent has no armor here, but look how fast this just deletes people. Very, very fast indeed, but that is the Spitfire Wildfire mod. It's just going to make your recoil really high, obviously due to the amount that it is spraying at. But Spitfire, Wildfire. Alright, so this is one of the things that I'm including in my updated video is the Oppressor. You can't actually test it out by yourself. You actually have to have it show off what you're doing against the opponent here. So what it actually causes your opponent to experience is the shake. I'm not actually hitting him, but if I was to hit him, I mean, it's going to shake regardless anyways. But it just makes it so it's annoying. And I guess the test would be how far can you go away before they stop experiencing the shake. So normally with any gun, this is what it would look like if you're shooting next to him. But you can see the screen shakes a little bit more and more. That's what the Titans operator mod does called the Oppressor. Alrighty guys, so some of these, just as a heads up, we will be doing it on split screen so you guys can get a better understanding. Keep in mind, split screen has these two black bars on the side. It's just the way that it works. But anyways, we're going to be showcasing off the Vapr Bayonet mod, and basically what it does is it gives you a bayonet so you can one-shot your opponent with a melee attack, which is this. But the real question is, do you get any extra lunge distance? Basically, does it increase the range at which you can melee attack? And that's what we're going to go ahead and find out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to melee once with the pistol, and then I'm going to melee with the bayonet, and then I'm going to move ever so slightly forward so you guys can maybe see if you get any extra lunge distance with the bayonet that you would not have gotten with your pistol. Over there. So you guys just saw that I was not able to melee with the pistol. However, with the bayonet, I'm able to melee. I'm not sure if this has to do with increasing your character's box because of the range, because theoretically the bayonet would be a little bit far forward because it sticks out from the gun. Therefore, you're getting that small extra distance, which might exist, okay? But it's so small that I would say it's not something I would really think, oh my gosh, it's going to be super OP. But what the bayonet will offer on the Vapr is it does offer that ability to one-shot your opponent if maybe you run out of ammo and you don't have a secondary, because that can happen. So that's what it really offers. I wouldn't say it's like going back to the MW2 days where you can get extra lunge distance with the one of the perks, but that is the bayonet mod with the Vapr. Alright, so our next test is going to be the Auger DMR utilizing the double tap. We also do have high caliber 1 and 2, but I'll explain that in a second. So the double tap mod is going to allow you to shoot twice instead of once when you shoot, so does that. The real question is, can you two tap someone with this gun? Normally no, with the mod, still no. However, with high caliber 1 and 2, because you're going to need to equip high caliber 1 in order to equip high caliber 2, it's going to allow you that potential to one burst someone in the upper torso region. So one test that we can do real quick is to kind of give you guys an idea of where that lies. So pretty much if you guys see where this red light is, anything above that is going to be considering it to be in the upper torso region, which is going to give you that one tap that you are seeking. So if I was to shoot anywhere under this light here, it's not going to one-shot them. But if I was to shoot anywhere above that, that will actually allow me to one-tap them. So let me go and show you guys that right there. It's going to one-tap them. That's what you're really looking for in this gun, I would say. So hopefully this gives you a better understanding of what region you need to actually hit if you were to use the operator mod and try to one-tap someone, because that's the whole point of really that operator mod, is to be able to burst people down super, super fast. So the next test is going to be the VKM 750 using the fat barrel. So what the fat barrel does is it allows the bullet to be a little bit larger. So basically a larger hitbox, or it'd be a little bit more generous. So we're going to showcase off how generous is that larger hitbox. So you can see, I would say I'm really close to them, but okay, we're even moving a little bit further away. Now this gun is a 3-shot kill, so I'm going to have to heal up so I can show you guys kind of where the hitboxes would be with this. So normally, like in any Call of Duty game, you can't actually hit the gun. But you can see I'm a little off the finger right there, but it's still going to be registering that as a hit. So let's go ahead and show you like maybe in between the legs as well. So normally you'd be able to shoot in between the legs quite easy here. Oh wow, that's actually pretty big. Okay, so you can see how close can we get before we hit the actual player here. So you can see the bullet is actually a little bit larger. It's kind of hard to really gauge that, but basically you can be a little bit less accurate with your shots. But more importantly, when you're getting shot at in Call of Duty, there's something called flinch, where that's where your gun or your reticle will go a little bit away from the intended target, and that can kind of help out with that. But that is the VKM fat barrel attachment. Alright, so this one is going to be showcasing off the skull splitter in the Mozu, which is the Magnum. And the question that a lot of people would have was, can you actually one-shot someone that has armor as well as full HP,
system engaged,
plus having that bonus HP, because it's supposed to one-shot anything in the head? And the answer is yes. Even if they have the armor, full HP plus the bonus 50 that you get with Crash, you will still one-shot them with that attachment. But yeah, that is the Mozu Skull Splitter attachment. Alright, our next test is going to be utilizing the Strife. Now, I do have 2 pistols equipped, and that is because what I want to test out is the pistol melee range from the RK5 to see if that's different than the Strife when we have the attachment, the Stiletto knife. So what it does, it gives you a little knife, and it's going to be able to hopefully increase your distance on your lunge, but it might just be something that's going to allow you to one-shot. So you guys can see I can't actually melee him with that. I'm going to try it with this. Doesn't give me any extra range. I'm going to move up 1 inch with the RK, and then I'm going to go ahead and swap to the Stiletto knife. Still no additional range. Move up an inch. Not getting any hit with that. Not getting a hit with that. Move up just ever so slightly. Not getting a hit with that. Not getting a hit with that. Move up ever so slightly. Again, it doesn't look like we're getting much of a range increase. At this point, you will understand that it does not give you any range increase. Now, previously we did show off it on the Vapr, but that could be because the gun would be actually extended out a lot more versus a pistol, so that could technically matter. But as far as like what you guys saw with that testing, I haven't found it to actually increase the lunge distance at all. It might be because the knife might be a different knife. I'm not sure if its hitbox is different or what, but it still will let you one-shot the person. Okay, that's definitely going to still exist, but at the end of the day, would I use 3 of my attachments on that? Probably not. I still wouldn't use it on the Vapr, but that is going to be the Stiletto attachment on the pistol, the Strife. Alright guys, so our next test is going to be something that I thought was pretty cool. It's called the Dragon's Breath on the Mag 12. This is the shotgun operator mod. So if you shoot, what it's going to do is you won't really see the fire. You can see kind of some sparks that come out from the wall here that we're shooting. But what it does is when you shoot someone, especially with armor, it's just satisfying because they're going to burn to death. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how it works. So see, it sets them on fire, and they're going to be taking damage over time. Similar to the incendiary rounds that were in previous games. But nonetheless, yeah, it does a damage over time, which is kind of unfortunate that it doesn't do it immediately, because what that means is even though you're doing that damage over time, sometimes your opponent can kill you, but then you still get to kill them, which is kind of nice, but at the end of the day, it is going to cause them to take additional burning damage. That's what the Dragon's Breath Operator mod on the Mag 12 does. Alright, this next one is going to be for the SG-12, which is the shotgun called the Strobe Light. So, looking at the top screen right now, you guys can see there is a slight little tilt of the gun, and then there's this little flash here. It doesn't look that bad, but look at the bottom screen when I do it to my opponent. That is one of the most annoying things ever. Like, if you really want to troll someone, doing this would definitely troll them, but is it that good? I don't know. It's definitely annoying. I'll definitely tell you that. But yeah, that is what the Strobe Light on the SG-12 does. Alright guys, so there you have it. Every single operator mod currently in the game. I hope every gun eventually gets an operator mod, but that is what we currently have. Let me know down below in the comment section below which one you think is the best. I already told you guys my favorite operator mod, and I will argue that it is one of the best operator mods in the game, is the Penta burst. Being able to one-shot someone regardless of the area in a single burst is just absolutely great. But yeah, you guys can let me know what your favorite one is down below. A lot of these are kind of just more for fun than anything, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's kind of cool just to see what they all do. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the vid. If you did, drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button to see more Call of Duty videos as well as other gaming content. I'm signing out.